I'll be reacting to Digimon 2020 episode 65. I'll be watching it from Crunchyroll's website, and I'll be starting my reaction in 1-0 go. And I'll start it from the minutes and 36-second mark for those of you that are curious. About time. And saying that, the only thing I'm disappointed in when it comes to the whole crest situation is in the original series, they actually did give emphasis on what each of the Digigestion's crest actually symbolized. With this series, they're definitely breezing through that a little bit more quicker than I would have liked. But hey, at least if they could have at least a few nice throwdowns in the finishing stretch, then so it can at the very least make the finale entertaining to watch, even if it isn't super well written. It even looks like a lot of the places they visited in the previous episodes. I'm actually shocked Leomon survived this long in a Digimon series. I am surprised he hasn't died yet. That would be a big subversion of expectations if he actually lived through the whole thing. I hope he does. Oh. I do like that though, in showing the danger level increasing by showing off how the different areas in the digital world are being affected. It's at least in raising the emotional stakes going in for the finale at the series at the very least. Damn, talk about a really dire situation here. Hell yeah. I always love when Agumon's not determined. It looks adorable. Count. I love how Palamon. That's how she refers to all the other Digimon that she's been with as employees in turn. Never change. Honestly, of this series, the only one that I could really call great characters when it comes to the Digigestants are just Taichi and Mimi. Everyone else is like way below them when it comes to episodes that have been given now regarding characterization and moments in the series. In saying that, I feel like it was more substantial when it came to them facing Millennium Mon, because Millennium had multiple episodes of build-up. It just feels like with them dealing with Negamon, or whatever the hell they're going to deal with, it's going to feel like, why should I care? Because the final opponent didn't have as much a build-up as Millennium Mon in comparison. I'm just being honest. That thing looks kind of cool. Whoa! I hope our kids just stop fucking around and just straight digivolve everyone towards their ultimate or mega forms, if possible. That's actually pretty smart going. What the? Hey, I'll be wild if you actually see some of the Digi doesn't actually completely digitalize and die. Oh. Whew, okay. I mean, it is Digimon, so I guess you shouldn't expect there would be a scenario where there would be completely vaporized. Yeah, they're gonna have to follow ahead. You can tell the animation for Agumon and Palamon running is off because you don't see good running formation like you would in some of the other Digimon 2020 episodes. I sincerely hope it means I'll be like last week, where at the very least the second half will look great visually. It is the last few episodes of freaking Digimon 2020, so you kind of expect Toei to show the fuck out. Kind of feels like the boundary between the digital world and the human world, considering it's all, yeah, it's like a void and stuff. Maybe that's the root of all evil in the digital world. Okay, I could see why you gotta be creeped the fuck out then. Well, they better be holding on to damn Digivices so that they don't get obliterated too then. At least they're finally showing off Algamon again. Oh. Although in saying that, the thing that consumes all is essentially a super advanced version of destruction, though. If we're going by super technicalities here. You know, from that angle, that Digimon actually looks kind of cute. Kind of. In a fucked up way. Okay, Digimon looks pretty cute from that angle. How can something so adorable be so evil, though? It's my biggest question here. I'm assuming the Digimon that can fly are going to help the Digimon that can't fly so that they can get back to the Digijust, and that's going to be my guess. Just to emphasize the fact that since our heroes have helped out a lot of the Digimon in the past, they're going to get help from Digimon that have helped them out before. That's my guess as to what they're going to do narratively. Okay, kind of like how Algamon is talking a bit more optimistically now. That's a small bit of character development, even though Agumon hasn't really had much characterization. That's something. Because at least that sounds like a little bit more optimism coming from his tone of voice. Yeah, I'm assuming Emon's not going to give him much more time to talk. Oh boy. Looking at just the strength that Algamon seemingly has, it seems like they're going to have to straight up potentially use Omnivon to survive that. Well, it's so cute seeing what they're willing to endure. That's fucking adorable. Aww. I love how the way they talk, it represents the personalities of the Digidestin. Like, when it comes to Goblimon, he's all business when he's like, just shoot. While everyone has something pitching to say, like, Telmon sounds like a freaking mommy. I like touches like that. I don't think there's going to be a Digimon that's going to help him out, though. I don't think they're going to be hit by that directly. Because our Digidestin has saved powerful, and the Digimon have saved powerful Digimon before. I think there's going to be some powerful Digimon that are going to return the favor. Huh. At least that explains the rationale as to why some of our main characters connected with the Digimon the way they have connected. And at least it explains why they were transported into the digital world in the first place. So that's actually pretty cool, actually. And saying that, though, the episode feels a little bit exposition dumpy, though. I feel like they could have shortened up a bit of the dialogues, lines that they got, because some of this stuff we kind of already know just going off of Negamon's actions. Because we already know that Negamon wants to consume all of existence and all of that. I gotta admit, its skull is actually utterly viciously savage, though. So at least it's doing a decent job of making Negamon sound a bit more imposing at the very least. You know, honestly, Negamon sounds like a huge ass fat ass if you ask me. Oh! No one got hurt with that explosion, though. I always love Komodomon actually showing up in the nick of time to help our heroes out. He's one of the few good things about Digimon 2020. Honestly, Komodomon's been one of the subtle MVPs in this series. Is the Be the Winner song? Feels like it could be the Be the Winner song. Oh, I don't want to start this song. Yeah. Yo, this song is fucking fire. I gotta admit, I love the determination from all our kids there. It looks damn badass. Yeah, but it's Be the Winner song. I had a feeling. I mean, I've listened to a lot of these Digimon 2020 songs. That's why I knew instantly with the start, it had to Be the Winners. Like, if it has, like, the start of the Be the Winners, Break the Chain, or Extreme Fight song, I would, like, instantly recognize that song at, like, the snap of a finger. Fuck yes. I just hope they can have an excuse of implementing the Extreme Fight song in one of these last 2 episodes. At least it didn't stock footage Greymon's Mega Flame attack, but you can definitely tell the animation budget's falling because the way Panamon's face is drawn looks a little bit stiff. I hope it means that Toei's just saving everything for episode 66. Because at this point, the episode's already, 60 minutes and 51 seconds just looking at my timer? And it's not even looking that good. And now it's using a lot of stills. Honestly, the animators really have a bias against Goblimon, because every single time him or any of his evolved forms have an action scene, it's usually drawn like shit. And if you guys are saying I'm being too rough on Digimon 2020, it's the second to last episode, for fuck's sake. You kind of expect more from the last 2 episodes of Digimon 2020 at this point. You would think Toei would show out for the finishing act for Digimon 2020. Yes! Break the fucking shit! Oh, I love it! Fuck! Oh man, this song, it's a work of art. Although in saying that, they're not in their mega forms yet. But I'm assuming they're about to all transform into their megas though. Because I don't think they'd be implementing the break the chain. Yep. Just break the chain. Fuck yeah. Woo, man, this fucking song is addicting. But in saying that, even though I do love the Break the Chain song, since they already used to be the winners, I really think they should have used the Extreme Fight song, because they're using the ultimate forms right now. These aren't their mega forms. Kind of a shame that in the last 2 episodes, Toei's underutilizing the Extreme Fight. Because I don't know, Break the Chain is the best song in Digimon 2020. But I just got to question why. I mean, we're seeing, unless they digivolve into the mega forms after this. Yeah, they're going to either make, never mind. I kind of was hoping the Stephanie on Alphinamon would have had much more grandiose transformations, though. So wait, they actually show the bit by bit process of them going into their ultimate forms, but they don't show the dragged out animations for the mega forms. I would have preferred that. This is really the best Toei's going to give us? You're seeing them flip to the air and you don't even see their fur clothing. What is this? When it comes to like Balamon's mega form, you just look like Toei sliding the frame a little bit from one direction to another without even any movement at all. It's like the only thing that moves is the pre-stock animation they already had earlier. Okay, Toei really needs to line up episode 66 because this is no excuse. This is the second to last episode. It should not be looking this fucking bad. It shouldn't. What the fuck? I mean, cool. That's a cool win. If it would have been better animated, though. Oh, shit. Looks like things are about okay. for the future episodes, he said, Toei better have the best looking animation to make up for this episode being a disappointment. Honestly, this episode was bad no matter how you slice it. Let me explain why it was bad. Now, for those of you saying, Anime Gaben, you're an animation one, I'm like, no, I'm not. But really, we're talking about what, the second to last episode of the series? You kind of expect, this is like what? The first episode we see all of our Digidestin and our Digimon in their mega forms together. You would think Toei would actually try to make the fucking episode look good. You would think they would give a shit. Apparently they don't. They don't care. Most of the fight was done in stills. Oh, okay, there's episodes... Oh, wait. Never mind, there's episode 67 from the looks of... Wait, I'm looking at my anime list. Okay, it looks like there's going to be 67. That makes things slightly better. Slightly. Honestly, Alphinamon, it's a shame. The reveal episode that he gave her looked beautiful in episode 64, but they did a bad job animating her in this episode. That really pissed me off. That's so cute, the comments from Koshido. It's adorable. I'm assuming that's involved form of Omnimon. Yeah, you can definitely tell the animation quality is okay, good. At the very least, it looks like Toei's going to try in the next episode. Okay. Looking like episode 66 is going to be more stable. But damn. I got to be honest. The episode wasn't really that good. Let me explain why. For one, the first half felt info dumpish because it's like, yes, we already know we don't know a lot about Negamon. We already know that he wants to consume everything. So it went into the pretentious territory of it's going to consume everything, rebirth, destruction, and all that shit. I'm like, okay, get to the point. And then I was, you know what, when the doll ended, I was going to give the episode the benefit of the doubt. I was like, you know what? If at the very least Toei doesn't botch up the fight scenes, then okay. It will be all fine. No! They can't even be fucking bothered to do that. I mean, for fuck's sake. Where was the effort? Literally, it didn't even look like the Digimon were moving something. It looked like they were fucking sliding, and it was just fucking pathetic. It was like kind of sad if you ask me. And not just that, but another thing that this episode really fucked up too, aside from the boring ass monologues, and they're boring because it's like, for one, these Digimon that are talking, it's like they never really made us care about these evil Digimon to begin with. So when they're talking, it's just like, why should I fucking care? And then speaking of which, here's another thing I find to be off about this episode too. Another thing that really sucks about this episode is they build up the opposition this week. And at least for this portion of the fight, they just defeated like that with combining all the beams together. It's a shame that we didn't get any nice choreographed fight to give the fight some nice phases, because they did that in some of the previous mid-level bosses in the series. Like, really, they gave some of the previous enemy Digimon a few fighting phases so that when they were defeated, it felt satisfying. Like when Devimon was fighting our Digidestin, they gave him multiple episodes to be taken down. And then here, we're not even getting that. Instead of getting like a nice drawn out battle phases, Argomon pretty much gets introduced to this episode after a boring monologue and then gets a bitch the fuck out. I'm like, fucking really? But then again, there were some pauses in this episode. seeing all the Digimon want to go back and protect Digidestin was actually sweet. So I'll give it some credit for that. But only some, though, and it's minimal because honestly, what most of the episode did was more on the category of bad than it being on the category of good. I just got to be perfectly honest with y'all. And that wasn't the only thing that pissed me off, too. Aside from the shitty looking fights, this episode further reminds me that, yeah, our Digidestin Scott, they got their Mega forms and all that, their Digimon, but they never really explained the significance behind the individual crests like they did in the original series. And before I was saying, Anime Caveman, it's a reboot, that doesn't matter. It kind of does, because a lot of our main characters go through a journey to different locations to find the significance behind their crests. So when there not being an in-canon explanation as to what the crests symbolize individually, it's kind of a disappointment. And yes, before anybody say, well, Anime Cable, you watch the original, so you know what the crests symbolize. I do, but that doesn't make it right. Because a lot of people in Japan that are watching this series, this is their first exposure to Digimon. So they ain't going to know what the fuck each individual crest means because the series didn't explain it to them. That's what pisses me off, because we're going to have a new generation of Digimon fans that didn't get an explanation on things that should have been explained. That's what really pisses me off the most about this episode, too. And you culminate with some bad action animation, and it didn't really make this episode all that pleasing at all. Hell, Toei's known for doing beam struggle animations. They had some badass looking beam struggles in Dragon Quest Adventure back this week that looked really good. They use beam struggles beautifully in Dragon Ball. I don't even have to talk about that. Dragon Ball is literally known for having some iconic beam struggles. And Toei couldn't be fucking bothered of making a cool looking beam struggle sequence. That's where this episode also kind of loses me too. It's like with Toei, they just do things without thinking about the emotional ramifications behind things. It's like they rebooted Digimon 2020 thinking it'd be cool without trying to just remember what made the original Digimon Adventure so great. What made the original Digimon Adventure so great is it gave antagonists build up. It gave each of our individual characters their own arcs, their own problems to work through. You had Josuke working through his confidence issues and became more confident. You had Yamato being rough, but eventually he warmed up to other people. Sometimes he had his struggles, like when he had that fight with Taichi in the original series. And things of that nature. The original series had that. You had multiple character arcs. This series doesn't really have much of it. And this episode was just for the culmination of that, because I couldn't even be bothered to care about the fighting in this episode. Now, maybe if Toei would have tried visually harder, maybe I would have cared. But you can definitely tell they phoned it in. Especially when you compare it to what Toei did with this week's Dragon Quest Adventure or Die and Shopper Real Pretty Cure episode. You can definitely tell that Digimon 2020 got fucked over again, because they give priority to Dragon Quest and Pretty Cure again. But yeah, that's why I found the episode disappointing. I'll give it credit. I like some of the dialogue from Mimi, though. That was pretty nice, especially when Joe was calling some of the Digimon that they're up against a bit bizarre. That was a nice bit of self-awareness there. And even though the animation wasn't super pretty, at least the voice performances were great and the music was beautiful. That's all. Give credit where credit's due. And if I had to rate this episode overall on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being abysmal, 5 being average, and 10 being exceptional, I'll get a 4.75 out of 10. It's just a smidge below average because I still enjoyed pretty much some of the second half. But honestly, I need to see Toei step it the fuck up for episode 66 and 67, because apparently Toei is going to be giving Digimon 2020 an extra episode. So hooray, I guess. I just hope Toei better land the fucking ending, though, because if not, this series is going to be a huge disappointment. Pretty much how it is for most Digimon-related media after Digimon Tamers. It feels like after Digimon Tamers, Toei just hasn't known what the fuck to do with Digimon. Well, I still hope for Digimon Ghost. I'm excited for that one. I'm going to definitely be reacting to that. I hope Toei does a better job with that one, because I like the character designs. But anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on the episode. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how I feel about my reaction or the episode stuff in the comment section below. Hope y'all rate the video, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later if you come back for more. But anyways, y'all, thank you very much for watching my video and have a fantastic day, everyone. Bye-bye.